The following episode of Kiss Mommy Goodnight contains discussions on the topic of domestic violence, which may be triggering to some listeners. We understand the seriousness and sensitivity of the subject and encourage anyone who may be affected to listen with caution. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please seek help from trusted professionals or contact a local support service. The National Domestic Violence Hotline can be reached at 1-800-799-7233. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 4 of Kiss Mommy Goodnight. I appreciate all my subscribers, my, people watching my videos and shit. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share. We're getting things started. And today I got a really good old-ass friend of mine, Ashley. I've known her since, how old was I? 14, I guess? 15? Right?
Yeah.
We old now. We old.
Yeah, we old.
We look good though, but
and
we old.
We still
look
good when what it's supposed to be.
No, we look good, but we old though. We getting it. My back hurts, my knees hurt, but I know you for a long time, Ashley. We're gonna put her Instagram up there, add her.
It's definitely been a long time.
She's always doing amazing things. She does a little bit of everything. Honestly.
Yeah.
What you do?
Hair, wigs, makeup, get dressed, dance.
All that shit.
Life of the party, a little bit of everything. Whatever you need.
What's your sign? What's your sign?
Taurus.
Okay, you're a bow.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I can see it. Look at my camera. Right, I can see that. That makes sense. So today, this episode is it's an important episode, I guess. It's it's something that hits home for me. So I want to talk about like domestic violence, all this P. Diddy shit. Him beating the shit out of Cassie, then lying on camera, and then looking dumb as fuck on camera. He look crazy in that apology video.
On camera.
But does he look crazy in that?
He looks possessed.
Right, thank you. He looks crazy. Or like he's on drugs. Or honestly, a mental breakdown.
You know what it gives for me in the apology? I'm not gonna lie. The apology gives, because I'm a comment reader. I'm a serial comment reader.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, it's like they can't tell what it is in his eyes. He's sorry about something, but they can't tell. And I feel like he's sorry he got caught.
He's sorry. He looks, in his eyes, I don't think he's sorry about nothing.
No, he's sorry he got caught. And he's sorry of what it's doing to his demise. He's sorry for the demise that he's experienced.
Right. I think he's scared.
He's not sorry for what he did. He's sorry for the effects of what he did and what he's about to reap behind it.
His eyes, behind his eyes, look like
what he's sorry for.
Like a really crazy, sick person. And just that whole shit, which I feel like
a quarter time.
I feel like everybody should have known all these years, but just this coming out just makes us question everything about him forever. Like, motherfucker, you was lying about everything, right? We've been questioning, we've been correct, and you're crazy, and he beat the shit out of that poor girl. And imagine what he did to all these other bitches.
Imagine what he did.
I say bitches with the utmost respect, though. Right, cause and how fucked up for her. She gotta put a video out or bring a video up to show, like, to prove to everybody, talking shit, sticking up for Diddy, she's lying for money
to relive
that was corny as fuck.
Then there's like mad memes with this shit. The world is such a crazy world. You got people making memes out of this shit, out of somebody's trauma.
Yeah, that was fucked
up.
So
then there's that.
He looked crarazy in that video. I'm sorry to smile. I'm a little desensitized to when it comes to domestic violence. Like, I grew up seeing it. I've experienced it firsthand. 1 in 3 women do experience it. 1 in 4 men do experience it in their lifetime. So it's like, I'm a little desensitized to it. So I smile and laugh because I smile and laugh when I get.
Yeah. Then I've been in situations where I was the aggressor.
Right. You didn't know how to handle your feelings, like you were saying, then.
Right. And then after that, probably because that nigga, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a fighter. You know that about me. You've known me for a lot of years. I'm a fighter.
Many years.
And maybe that nigga could have whipped my ass. I ain't learned my lesson. And then I ran across a motherfucker that could whip my ass.
Oh, okay. So you were starting a fight and he was just finishing them? Or he was...
I'm not gonna lie, he never just came in the house and whipped my ass.
Okay, I mean, it's not right either way.
It's not right either way.
But I'm just asking.
But as a mother with a daughter, and now looking back, it still wasn't right. It's no excuse at the end of the day because that nigga was a man. That nigga hit me with all his might and broke my eye socket.
Right.
You feel me? So I had plastic surgery on my face.
Yeah.
There's other situations where even just me just trying to leave, and that's what people don't understand. Where it's like, oh, why don't you just leave? Those was the worst situations.
That's great advice. Why did not fucking think of that, bitch? Thank you.
What,
don't you love when people say that? Right? Oh, thank you, bitch.
Because that's when it's worse for me and my.
Or you're scared at that point. You're manipulated, or you feel like you want to help somebody. You know, like you can help them. Hey, there's many different reasons why somebody doesn't just leave.
I know that for me, every time I try to leave, it's when
he was gonna beat your ass.
That nigga was beating my ass.
Right. That's my similar experience.
So now it's a confused thought in my head because it's like, all right, clearly he must love me because he don't want me to leave.
And you grew up seeing that, so you was like, that is love. My mom.
And then I grew up with everybody else letting me leave or leaving me. So this is the one person that's like
fought for you.
Quote unquote
fight. Right.
So now how long? Now it becomes confusion.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, he wrongful, and now being out of it, I could speak different. I could think differently about it.
Of course, right on the outside, everything looks differently.
Especially me having a daughter, it's like
I would never want my child to experience that. So,
but shit, when you wrong, what your parents do? When you wrong.
What do your parents do? They whip your ass, and that's why I don't beat my kids. I just
so in turn,
I agree that you normalize that from
what
young.
Message does it send off that
when somebody says you don't like some, you beat their ass. That's a whole nother episode. But just a little sidebar. That's all gentle parenting is about. Is that you don't have to beat your kid ass to get your lesson across. You can still respect them and have strict ass boundaries. But I'm not gonna beat you and I'm not gonna curse you. I'm not gonna belittle you, because then your kids are gonna grow up either accepting abuse or abusing.
I'm not a hypocrite.
No, I've hit my kids before.
I'm not a hypocrite.
And I lose my temper sometimes, but I'm working hard.
I'm privy of the fact of what it, and it goes back to a lot of things of the whole beating to make your point thing. So
yeah.
It's deeper.
Yeah, I had my how long was you with that? Disgusting gentleman.
I was in that relationship for about 4 or 5 years.
About 5 years, okay.
Yeah, it was very toxic.
Right, of course.
And then it's like we laugh. It's a coping mechanism to that, because some people look at it like, why the fuck you not crying? Why you not? And you done been through certain shit. It's like
things is different, right? And that's crazy, getting punched in your face and physically fighting with somebody. That's just a whole different level of like toxic. Like, that's not just arguing and telling somebody they cheating every day and shit like that. Like, I was in a domestic violence relationship for about 6.5 years. And like, it was hands on the entire time. Like, a couple months in, it was like definitely just getting punched in the face. Like,
would you say it was more like a me situation where?
No, I was not hitting first.
You was.
I did after that though. After that situation, so I grew up watching my mom get. Sorry, Mom. I grew up watching my mom experience domestic violence. Okay. So I felt as though I remember feeling this way in a situation like, oh, he's beating me because he loves me. Right. So he feels so strongly about the things that I do. Yeah. Because he loves me. Only a man that loves me would care so much to get so infuriated because I came home and I relate. It's a weird so I was like, oh, he loves me. That's why he broke my fractured 3 bones on my occipital bone, whatever. Fucking, fucked up my shoulders. Like, I was one of those girls that was like, had to go to different hospitals, use different names because they catch up to you eventually and they try to help you. And you gotta run from that shit because that shit gets you in more trouble. Like you say, you trying to leave or you trying to get help. And if you don't fully get out, the shit that you have to endure, and also is growing up seeing that and seeing like women around you be weak and let people take advantage of them, you think like, oh, this person has his own trauma, Unless they're a psychopath, these people, unless you're a born psychopath, you're not just beating on women for no fucking reason. You're beating on women because you have your own childhood trauma.
There's really no, even though. Right.
There's no reason to be a woman.
But I hear what you're saying.
But it's not like
it stems from something.
Right. Nobody just looking at your girl punching her face like, oh, she come home late. I have jealousy issues, I have manipulation, I have control issues.
No, but
there are men that just punch her face. But
do that.
There's something in the back of their head though.
That is
they had some crazy shit in their childhood, which never is no excuse for nothing. But that's why some women, including myself, stay for so long because
because
they have their trauma and they see this person's trauma. They trauma and they're like, yo, if only this man can see that I'm really truly here for them, maybe he can change. Because when the times are good, they're so good. You know, they love bomb you. Mm-hmm. They beat you, they love bomb you. They beat you, they love bomb you. So when they love bomb you, you're like, yo, look how amazing. Look at the look how amazing he can be. The potential, right? I have a very bad vocabulary today, but yeah, that's what it is. And you're like, yo, okay, let me keep trying. Let me keep trying. And then you get to a certain point where you just walking around with fucking a bunch of fractured bones and like, I was not the aggressor. Eventually, I started hitting back and like I started getting like, I don't mean to laugh or nothing, but I started getting creative with my shit, you know, because at the end of the day, I was a construction worker. I used to be a bridge painter. I used to work out, lift weights heavy constantly. So I would say I was I was strong for a woman. Mm-hmm. A man would have to do 10% of what I did, and he would be maybe 5% strong, 5 times stronger than me. Because that's just how, you know, anatomy and physiology work. Men are stronger than women. So no matter what you could do, no matter how strong you get, how much protein you eat, you're not going to be stronger than a man who takes care of himself or eats or works out. He does fucking 10 push-ups a day, he's going to be stronger than you, bitch. That's just how it works. That's literally how it works. You know, so I had to get creative. So I was, you know, I really like my bob and weave game. Like I was learning how to tackle. Like I was getting real low. And that shit, when I tell you that shit would get him so mad, like he would be coming for me and I would like duck down and tackle him from his legs. And yeah, he would beat my ass. But I had that 1 second of victory, you know? No, so he was very
mad. Like, would it be an argument? Would it be...
I was attached to his hip. So I would do something wrong. Let's say we was out somewhere and other people around, like in the world, you know, other humans, right. Other human beings, and somebody would make a joke, and I would snicker. I'm an embarrassment. Like I'm a hoe. I just laughed at that man's joke. Like I'm the dirtiest slut in the fucking world. Like, and I'm telling you, I'm 17 years old, 17 to 24, and he was 13 years older than me. So yeah, like everything I would do, if I had to quit college. I had to quit seeing my family. I was sleeping with my family. I was sleeping with my professors. If I went to the chicken spot and the chicken took 5 minutes longer, I went in the back and I fucked the guy in the chicken spot for some fucking...
I've had situations like that too.
Crazy.
Not even with that individual.
Crazy. Not even with that individual. And I was a little girl. And then he would apologize, you know, love bombing, buy me shit. Or
like, I'm not you at the time?
Way older, 13 years older than me.
Jeez,
so I was 17, he was 30.
That's more than just abuse, man.
And then there was drugs and alcohol involved.
That's more than just abuse, FYI.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And as I grew up, now after those relationships, I was with my amazing husband who, you know, kind of rescued me from that situation. And was kind of like such a gentle man with me because, like you said, you know, you've been through shit. I'm gonna be the first one. So he was 10 times stronger than my ex, my husband. Okay. 10 times stronger. You know, he was 5'5" with brown eyes, as he like to say, but his build, his body was fucking... His best friend could attest to it. He was just a strong fucking person, you know? So if my ex smacked me in my face and fractured 3 bones in my eye, I can't imagine what my husband could do.
That nigga could pluck you.
You know what I'm saying? So he would get mad and he would just grab... He never hit me or nothing like that. He would get mad and I would jump up in his face, you know? And I would just be like, yo, like I would try to hit him first and he would just be like, yo, you look crazy right now. I don't even do that. Like, I'm not even trying to do nothing like that. Like, you're wilding. And I was like, I would never let another man get the, you know, the upper hand on me. Because, yeah, you could be my ass, but I'm going to get the first hit. I'm going to punch you in your dick. I'm going to fucking punch you in your fucking nose. Like,
how do you feel like you...
I do get very triggered by any male having a loud, aggressive tone with me. Like,
how do you feel like you deal with it? Do you feel like you
I get it. I fight. Oh my God. I was just working maybe a couple months ago. I just headbutted a couple people in the club. Like,
what?
Don't yell in my face. I don't like that. I'm not proud of it. Because I don't think that I can beat a man up. I'm not one of those women. But I headbutt. Yes, because there's no way I can knock you out like you can knock me out, right? I'm a headbutt you in your fucking...
Females or male?
It was 2 men. It was 2 men. I don't like to even be... I was gonna fight a female. And the men, they were my friends, these men. They were my coworkers for over a decade. And they grabbed me. I don't like being grabbed up by men. I don't like that shit. I just fucking started headbutting the motherfuckers. I apologize. I love them. You know, that doesn't matter. People say they forgave me. But I get very triggered by any type of male aggression. Like, if I'm in public, like, yeah, I will do the same shit. Like, to strangers. Like, I always have, like, I don't, carry guns. Like, I'm not like, I'm no gangster, no crazy shit like that. I'm just a regular person. But I always got like some, knives on me. I was a construction worker. I'm allowed to carry knives, and the amount of times that I have done reacted like faster than I probably could have handled it. Like looking back now, I probably could have calmed down and de-escalated the situation. But I get triggered, and it's because I'm scared. Like I know you could beat the shit out of me. I don't care how tough a woman wants to sound. Bitch, you're not the strongest woman in the world. You're not that bitch that be lifting fucking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the her. Science behind it is a nigga can whip your ass. He can whip your fucking ass. And like I said, a smack to the face by somebody who barely did any type of body work fractured three fractures of my cervical bone. So imagine what a man of strength could do. He could fucking kill you with the right punch. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, you're not gonna. I'm gonna get you first. Stop you? Because I'm gonna throw you off. I'm gonna do something to throw you up. Once you get a man thrown off their balance real quick, you hit him in the nuts. You fucking, you hit right here up in that low shit. I'm gonna get a little off balance, and then I might run. I'm only asking these questions. I'm asking to myself. I'm not gonna act like my next relationship after that I wasn't still a handsy ass bitch. Still hands. Because I am. But at the end of the day, it's like I think that's what they mean by like femininity and masculinity. Right. It's like, bitch. Yeah, it's not right. Not a nigga. It's not right, and I don't want. No matter which way we shoot it, put it. But I'm scared, and I'm gonna hit you first because you're not gonna say that you. No, I'm gonna get something off. You're gonna have a black eye, or I'm gonna get my ass whipped anyways. Though, if you're a woman beater, you're gonna beat my ass whether I hit you or not. You know why? Because you beat women. But that's because a real man. PTSD. It's PTSD, and a real man will come if I bet like in my husband's face, and a real man not gonna take that for too long. But he's also not gonna feel threatened by that. He's not gonna take it for too long. He's not gonna take it for too long. That's why you gotta find a real man who's patient if you have issues. Right. And you gotta be honest from the beginning. Right, because I'm not gonna lie, my husband, shout out to your calm man, you be in his face and shit. Ooh. I saw him on the camera too. He looked real patient. He was like, "You good? Okay, you're not saying too much. You look patient." That's what I feel like. Women deserve patience, though. Men deserve patience too. Men deserve patience, but we deserve patience. Like, you been through shit, I've been through shit. I'm gonna be patient with your shit. The healthy nigga that deals with a trauma girl is oh, he's healthy? He's healthy? Just in general, not even like about just in general. Like, no, the healthy nigga the healthy relationship after the trauma. Is the because it, like you said, it takes a certain nigga to be able to see through that. That it's not about. It's not that she a bad female. She's been through some shit. But a lot of times the guy can take it because he's been through shit though, and he wants you to be patient with his shit too though. Right, and sometimes that's why everybody not meant for everybody. No, I agree. Everybody, even if you shout out to whoever, like you feel me, whatever female that got a nigga that's shout out to him because nobody speak about how much it takes to be the healthy relationship after the trauma. And to be patient with somebody else's baggage that it's not your job to be patient with your shit. Right. And he don't have to. Realistically speaking, a nigga that got his shit together don't have to deal with it. And if it was my kid, I would give them advice not to. You understand what I'm saying? But if your son love that girl, you're not gonna be understanding. Like I'm pretty sure. Listen, right? I'm not gonna be like, yo, let that bitch beat on you. Right? Let that bitch beat on you. I understand, but now you ready to send now you ready to send the cousins. You ready to call everybody on Santeria. So it's a little hypocritical and stuff that we expect that we wouldn't even want our kids to go through. But also, you have to be realistic. Like, hopefully, our kids won't have the same experiences as us if we do things a little bit better. Because every generation gets better, right? It's not to down our parents or nothing like that. They did better than their parents. Right. So we got to do 10 times better than them. So hopefully our kids could have some type of feeling of like so much love from their parents. They don't ever see it the wrong way and accept it the wrong way from anybody else. Like that's what it is. You're accepting the wrong. They're still gonna go through the same mistakes because everybody. I want my kids to go through mistakes, but I don't want my kids to get beat on people. Right now, not these same mistakes. Just in general. So we're not gonna have mistakes, but I want them to know I'm always here for them to come to. Like even if a nigga, God forbid, I have a daughter. We can say what we want. God forbid if a nigga do beat her ass, I want her to know. Listen, nigga, I'm going to my mama, and my mama got something for you, respectfully. Yeah, because I know. Respectfully, my mother got something for you. I would never allow my kids. I say allow like very strongly because I will. Like insert myself in a situation.
I went through certain shit, but I didn't have like nobody to go to about it like that. So it's like it's not even about them going through shit because they don't even go through shit.
They have better.
It's about having somebody to come to have your back to guide you through that shit. So it's like because I want you to make your mistakes. I just realized that because my daughter a little bit older. Okay, so I just realized that like I was trying to shed her from making all the mistakes that I was making. And I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be able to talk to you. I wouldn't be able to even possibly teach her without the mistakes I made. And it's like, all right, I don't want you to go through the dumb shit. But baby, you're going to have to make some mistakes because you're going to have a kid to teach.
Right. And you wanna experience the good too, but you gotta go through the bad. Everybody got to go through.
Everybody gotta go through the bad.
Trials and tribulations.
Because you'll never appreciate the good.
Like you said, not the same level of our shit. You know, not the same level. Yeah, not the same level. They have us to learn from some of my mistakes. Of course, you have to repeat some of them, but don't repeat the crazy ones, the traumatic ones.
Even if you do, I don't know what your experience. I don't know what your experience is, but me, I didn't have nobody to go to. Right. So I think that's why that's my biggest thing because
it would be different, right?
Once it gets a certain age, certain shit, we can imply what we want to imply. But life be lifing. Mm-hmm. People be on the train and shit just be happening. You feel me? That's true. But I don't never want my kids to feel like they can't come to me when something happened. Like, oh, my mom gonna blame me or this and the third. Like, I want to feel like whatever happened, this nigga did X, Y. We burning his car together. Don't feel like the chains are back. Yeah, we ain't burning his car. We ain't burning his car. But you get the point. Like,
my brother at his house. Right. I don't know how I would react. But I would
whatever it is, daughter.
I would never want my child to shy away from being honest with me, and I wouldn't be so like I wouldn't react like oh my god because then they don't want to tell you shit like oh my god don't do that we're trying to
I'm trying to reverse that from now.
Right, it's hard. It's hard. I have way younger children than you, and I have my problems where like I get overstimulated. We get overstimulated. It's too much sometimes. It's a lot. Single mothers is hard. It's a lot. And everything is on you. There's nobody else. So it's like, we have our own trauma that we're healing from. We out here getting beat on. And we got to fucking teach these kids. And I be having really bad.
My nerves, bro.
Yo, like 1 in 3 women getting beat on. No, it's crazy.
And at this point, bitch, we 2 out of 3. So there's that.
That means in a room of 6, we the 1 out of 3. That's it. That's us right there. And he's gonna put on the screen, the number and all that stuff. For anybody experiencing it. Like I've been in a situation where I've seen women, like in bars or something like you know that grab like. Let's go. We walking this way. You're like, oh, he beats that bitch. And I'm mad open with people. Like, why you saying that? He beats that bitch.
Watch me get my motherfucking ass beat.
I've had a full audience before. Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking about, I'm trying to get on the elevator. I'm running to the motherfucking elevator.
Oh my God.
And motherfuckers is just looking like, but I don't know because I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna react if I see a girl getting her ass beat right now. I can't say I'm gonna mind that business.
I wouldn't mind my business. I had a full audience, like, not like people outside, like, people on the couch, like, friends and families.
No, that's crazy.
And I was enticing.
Because if you beat your girl ass, let me tell you something, you beat your girl ass, I don't know what you finna do to me, nigga.
And you know what it is, though? Because a lot of times somebody will come up and try to help you and they get hurt.
That's what I'm saying. If you could beat somebody you love.
Or the woman is not.
Who's to say what you want to do to me, nigga? I don't know.
Exactly. And the woman is not open to the help. She's gonna violate you too.
That's gonna violate you too.
That's happened to me. A person in the street came up and was trying to help me, right?
And you get in that shit right now. The nigga that I went
but it wasn't fighting though.
But he not gonna be whipping my ass.
It's right. That's different. That's different.
Being drunk and stupid.
No, that's different though.
That's not even
a man whipping a woman's ass or a woman like anybody. I want to stop. I want to stray away from a man being a woman's ass. Even though 95% domestic violence and something like that is meant to women, but is men experience it too.
So somebody beating somebody's ass. We gotta find out what the percentage of that is women hitting niggas first. Not that makes it right. It doesn't make it right.
So 1 in 7 women experience severe injuries in relationships, and 1 in 25 men experience severe injuries in relationships. And it says 90% of people who commit physical assaults are men. So that's just Also, men report less though as victims. They report less because they feel less of a man. So that's another thing. The statistics are not 100% because a man is less likely to report being sexually or physically or mentally abused by a woman, or by another male partner than a woman is, because a man does not want to seem weak and the world is not open to men having experiences that make them look weaker. So men, don't disclose as much. So that also, we don't know. We don't know what the real statistic is. That's just what's out there. Because I feel like men don't disclose as much. I do have a couple questions. I want to ask a couple questions. Okay, all those statistics I just said. I know this is old news, but I didn't speak about it yet. So I'm going to ask you that question you've been seeing everybody ask. Who would you rather be alone in a forest with, a bear or a man? It's a weird question, right?
It's really not for me. Because as crazy as it sounds, I'd rather be in the forest alone with a man.
Okay. Okay, why was your reasoning?
I know the anatomy of a human.
Right. I understand a man more than a bear. I can understand that.
No, nigga, I understand. You fuck a man. I know the if it go left, I don't know how to kill a bear. Sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I feel like it would be the same way.
To say that raw, but
no, that's how it is. If you gotta kill,
if it comes down to it, I don't know what the fuck to do with a bear. I
feel like that question is very loaded. For me personally, it's hard to answer questions.
I've been in situations. This is not domestic abuse, but it's sexual abuse. Right. I've been in situations where I've took myself out of getting raped.
Right.
Facts. So it's like, and that give me chills even saying that on camera right now. But I've been in situations where I've literally took myself out of getting raped. So okay. I can't talk
so you have higher influence over.
Yeah, I got higher chances with a human.
Okay.
And if it come down to the get down, then I got one thing I could bet on is myself in any situation. Man or not. If it come down to me living. So I do get why people say the bear. But
I don't know. For me, that's a loaded question. I'm not very good at answering questions like that, man or bear.
I take my chance with a nigga.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna go to a forest alone. That's my first thing. I'm not gonna do it. Why? I'm not gonna go to a fucking forest. But so I get what people are saying bear because bears only kill for self-defense or for food, or bears not gonna rape you.
I don't know what that bear do. I don't get why people saying that.
I feel like bears leave people alone. That's why they're saying that.
I don't know that.
And men don't leave people alone. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna be any fun because I don't know how to answer questions like that. Really, I don't know.
I'm just saying. Has anybody been in the forest alone with a bear?
People been in the forest with bears and shit.
Nigga, I've been in the room alone with a nigga, and I know how to handle my motherfucking situation.
I've been in also sexual situations with men before, and right. I don't know.
No, niggas,
I don't want to be alone with a man or a bear in a forest. I don't want to be alone. I don't really like. I feel like I like bears more than men.
I went to sleep in rooms alone and then woke up with a human doing some weird shit.
Yeah.
So men are absolutely disgusting.
Right, bears won't do that to you.
If I'm in,
he'll let you ride on his belly down the river.
No, I don't understand you, nigga. You don't speak English. We can't communicate.
Get some fish and some honey.
I don't know, nigga. I'm not. I understand. I understand why.
I don't know what I would do. I don't know.
I understand why everybody's going with the bear. But baby,
I understand both. You made a very good point. I didn't hear nobody say that, so that's a good point. You could communicate with a man.
Yeah, I'm gonna bargain with you or something. I could do something. I got the gift of gab, but that's why it's me. I know my ability.
You don't speak bear.
I know. Yeah, I speak English. If you speak English, we might have
to convince you to.
We might have something going on. Like, you feel me? Like, what you really want from a nigga? DMX. Like, what you want?
Right. Okay, so you could convince a man maybe, or you could work with a man rather than a bear. Right? I can understand that. That's a good point.
I've been in situations where it's like
you've had to talk yourself out of shit that could have went way.
Yeah, because when it comes to certain shit, it be the thrill of it for man to do certain things, and I'm very fearless.
Right.
So it's like if you're gonna do something,
sorry,
put your back into it.
Right. Yeah, men, I had bad experience with men, but I also been around men who have been harmless, like been around being drunk or like could have hurt me and did not. So it's not all men are bad men. I just feel like
I don't believe all men are bad.
I don't believe all men are bad. I don't believe all men are devious.
I don't even believe. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't even believe most men are bad men.
I don't believe
now. What you consider to be a bad man is on you, but what a bad man really is a separate thing from what you might think it is.
Right, because you consider a bad man to me.
I don't consider a nigga that cheat a bad man. That don't make him a
Nah. I mean, bad isn't like,
you get what I'm saying? But there might be a girl out there that
who thinks she's a bad man. That's a piece of shit.
Every nigga that cheat is a bad man to her. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like, yeah.
Because
I mean, like people
that
are hard.
Is like you would watch somebody do something to me. You would do something to me. Even watching somebody do something to me.
I feel like watching is worse.
Well, yeah, watching is just that's what you said. I said that first.
I feel like that's worse.
Watching is even crazier.
You're not crazy enough to do, but you crazier to watch. Like you like to experience that shit like firsthand. Like you fucking. That's even worse. That's what I'm saying. I've had audiences of people like hurting me, like, and just they're like and I would say something. That's what I would do. Like I was a shit talker, so I'll be throwing comments and like, oh, how you feel right now watching your fucking friend beat on woman? That's how you treat your sister, your mother. Like
the situation where I had to talk the nigga out of, and it's crazy. That situation got so many topics that go with that one situation.
Right.
It's so many topics that can go into that one situation, but it's like the nigga tried to do some shit. I wasn't scared. It's like, if you're gonna do it, do it. Because I'm not gonna let you see me be scared of you doing it.
Right.
I have a thing. I'm a little bit different. So it's like,
right.
If you're gonna do something to me, I'm not gonna let you see the hurt that you think you're gonna experience.
Right.
How do you doing it?
That's what they want, though. They want us.
That's what you want. That's the part.
Yeah.
So I think from me being like that, it kind of like, it didn't give him that thrill. So he left it alone. Then he tried to add somebody else into the situation. And somebody else that he thought, it was a third person that he thought was going to be with the situation. And to this day, I thank God for that boy. Even though it's just like, y'all wasn't really going to do it because I really wasn't scared. If y'all was going to do it, y'all would have did it. And I didn't invite them to, but it's like I taunted them.
Right.
In the same breath of them trying to violate me.
Right.
It was kind of like,
do it then.
That's like a nigga holding a gun to your head. You feel like you about to die. It's like, if you gonna shoot, you shoot.
Right.
If you're not, nigga, well, get the fuck out of here.
Right. Get over it.
If you're gonna do it, do it.
Get over with it, whatever.
Right. So it was the third nigga that was like, bro, I guess the way they tried to make it seem was like I was with some shit that I wasn't with. And then he realized when he came out. And when the third nigga was like, nigga, I'm not with he peeped what they was trying to do, and it's like, nigga, I ain't with that shit. Right. Like first of all, you come over here, you good. Leave her the fuck alone, don't touch her no more. Oh, okay. Right, thank God for that person. Right. He was because and the thing was right. And then people be like, oh, why didn't you just leave? The way that crib was, it was like in some weird ass back block. I was invited there by a friend. It wasn't like I went there with no bunch of niggas. Right. I went there with a friend. I got set up. Oh shit. You feel me? She made her nigga think I was now that I'm older, I'm not ready to speak on that right now, but I could see what the situation was. Well, we're wrong, right? Where that shit, where you should have seen the signs, right? Right. Now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, that's what the fuck that was. But no social shot set me up. It went the way it went, and the third nigga, just he could tell, like, she not with the shit, and I didn't leave because it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was a back block house. Mm-hmm. And I felt like, in my head, if I leave right now, these niggas could do whatever. Once I leave, I'm more safe right now with this nigga right now that just stopped it. Right. Because 100%. If I leave out this house, who the fuck know what the fuck gonna happen? These niggas could catch me in the alley. I don't know this block. Nigga could drag me in the alley, shoot me. They could do anything. So in my head, I'm safer to stay here till the morning with the nigga that just stopped it, even though the nigga that just tried to rape me is right here. Right. Right. 100%. So is all that shit just be weird. That is weird. That's a weird. How old were you when that happened? I was 17. 17. That's pretty young. And I seen that. Were the guys like 17 too? Were they young too? No, he was definitely older, and I seen him for a lot of years afterwards. My last time seeing him was probably in 2017. That's crazy. And the situation happened when I was 17. 2017, I was 20-something years old. Right. And he would literally taunt me still. Like, he would, like, try to talk to me, know who I was and know what he did. That's massive. And there's people like that go through life and never, like... And you... Thank God that guy was there. Like, that was the wrong type of friend he brought to that situation for him, you know? Right. But how many other women did he bring the right type of friends to that either fucking helped him or, like, you know, people like that? That's not... You never know. If he was still talking like that, that means he got that shit. That reminds me of Cassie. That's what I think that's why like I was able to resonate with it's not about humiliation, like I can't explain it. It's just like a taunting thing. It's like it happened, you do what you gotta do to heal to get over it, and it's like you gotta heal again and again.
Right. You have to bring that shit up again, right? And that's why I never really been into therapy. I went to therapy when I was younger, but after these certain situations, it's like I understand for some people it helps to talk about, but for some people it helps to compartmentalize, put it in a box, and move on and be better and never let that happen to you again. And but it doesn't help to relive that shit all the time, like to experience that shit. Like, thank God I don't have, I see my ex, like I have friends that like also be around him and shit. So I do like, I've seen his picture before. I've seen him in person actually like 2 years ago, and he ain't even look at me. He's like dipped out. Like he didn't want to be around me. Like
guy eating him up.
He ran after that situation. He done got like shit done to him. Like he done got jumped and like robbed, cut up.
I don't never hope for karma, but
I don't hope for nothing.
Maybe.
I don't hope for nothing. I just I'm really happy that I was able to remove myself from that situation, because that wasn't my first situation of experienced violence or like a man overpowering me, and it was my last though. After I left him, I've never experienced anything like that again. Any man like being aggressive, and even like you said, like there's signs now that I see that I wouldn't have been able to realize when I was a young woman.
Right.
That I see now that I see in a man, I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm good on you. Or even in a situation, if I'm around somebody, like I've been in situations where like I literally like just in public places with other people, I'm like that man doesn't look like he's all there, and I'm not even trying to be around a person like that, because I would get triggered by just seeing a man be aggressive. Or like I was in a situation with 2 lesbians, and the butchier lesbian was being super aggressive to the woman. Like when I tell you, she was like, "Yeah, if I say drink that liquor, I'm gonna pour that shit on her face," and she was like pushing her around, she would grab her, and I got so triggered, like I had to get pulled out, like, 'cause I was like, "Yo, are you?" I said, "Don't fucking do that shit to her." He's like, "Yo, that's my wife, mind your business." I was like, "Nah, I'm sorry, like I'm not gonna be the one to mind my fucking business." So that's why I keep myself away from all people in that situation, from even situations that happen. I go to like a local bar. I barely go out clubbing and shit. Like I don't put myself in situations because I don't know what I would do if I seen somebody experiencing that or doing that to somebody. Like, cause I had somebody come up to me in the street when my ex was beating my ass in the street, and his brother was right there watching. And another guy came up and ran up and he's like, "Yo, stop hitting on her." And I looked at him and I was like, "Yo, get the fuck out of it." Like, because I knew that he wasn't going to save me. He was just going to try to jump in and stop it. It wasn't going to stop it. And I was going to have to go home with this motherfucker. And he's going to beat the fucking bricks over me. So, not to laugh another bit, he was fucking crazy. Like, he was crazy. And it was like, just get the fuck out of here. So, that shit is just retarded. I feel so bad for Cassie, but I feel so happy for her now that
I do feel bad for her.
That she's free from all of that.
That was a lot. The kick was crazy.
Yo, he was crazy, and then she was in the corner. He was throwing the shit at her.
Crazy, but I'm not gonna lie.
Sean Combs.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and act like nigga when I was never just getting my ass whooped. Yeah, that's
I was gonna
give it a bug. Like
I was getting my ass whipped though, but I was
losing, but nigga, I was losing fighting. I'm not never just getting.
But he started it though. I never started the fight.
I did have a hand problem.
Eventually, after like 4 years.
At some point, it did get. There's fights that it was like I was him first, but nigga, I can't say that. I do hit hard, as little as I am, but he did. Cheers. Mommy, good night.
Sorry, good night.
There was never no reason for him to ever hit me that hard. Or time. Right. There was times where, like, I wouldn't necessarily hit him first, but I would be trying to leave. Right. Or he would do some fuck shit, and I'm trying to break up with him. And he's trying to manhandle me. And it's like, nigga, I already know this about to lead to. So probably like you would say, like, nigga, at this point, I'm about to punch you in your face.
Right. I know how to hit you the right way.
Like, we would have sex, and we'd keep my clothes.
Mm-hmm. Right, he would say, "Oh my God,
I can't leave."
He would do shit like, "I'm trying my ID, my like."
Now I'm fucking you up. You get what I'm saying? Now I'm ready to do the most.
So right. So after everything you experienced and you being at your wise age, you're still young, but at your wise age, like
I'm at a wise age.
Everything you experience, you have a daughter who's a preteen. Like what advice would you give to anybody's daughters or sons, like we said, man, experienced it too, to avoid the situation or to see it coming and see their way out of that shit before it even advances to domestic violence.
Unfortunately, before I could give advice to them, the advice would be to the parents, because my only advice would be for them to always feel comfortable to tell their parents. But then that would mean it would have to be the advice to the parents to leave the door open for them to feel comfortable to tell you.
So your advice basically is
the signs. Yeah, if you feel anything with confusion, because that's what it's leading to.
Okay, ask for advice, right? Speak to your elders.
No, just speak to your elders, because you don't know.
Okay, if anything,
period.
Trust your gut.
And trust your gut. If you feel something just feel weird, if somebody's too controlling. That's
a big red flag.
Controlling, but it's like, what does controlling mean? Because
like trying to control what you're wearing.
Right, because
why you didn't text me back right away?
I was taking somebody at recently that, and this is recently something that I'm learning, that I thought they were trying, because of what I'm used to, I thought they were trying to control me, but they was really trying to redirect me.
Okay, so don't get confused either.
Which is what a person is supposed to do if you're
right.
Especially somebody like
help
me.
You be better.
Somebody like me that's already on the left track. Not all the time, but like.
Right, I wouldn't say that.
I'm not no. When it comes to certain shit though, like
some people have different strengths, right? People have different strengths.
My anger,
we have to listen to
sometimes I could be easily on the left track when it comes to my anger. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You have a short temper.
I do.
Okay.
So when you deal with somebody that's trying to put you on the right track when it comes to, I'm not talking about like
being positive.
I'm not talking about my responsibilities of being a mom and going to work and shit like that. That shit is on the right track.
Trying to help you stay positive in your life.
I'm talking about my anger, because clearly I come from other shit in relationships. So it's like, that person trying to put me on the right track, I was taking it out like, nigga, you trying to control me, and that person's really just trying to redirect from what I'm used to.
Okay.
You feel me?
So yeah, so
that's what I mean by, because I could say controlling.
Right. Not everything is controlling. Not everything is controlling.
But as a female, we do want a man that lead, right? And this is why it would be hard to explain to a child, because as a female, we want a man that lead, right? So we want a man in some way that controls. And
I think controlling leading
in some way.
But I agree with what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying.
That can lead you into a certain path. Not control, because if you trust him, if you with a man that you trust in X, Y, and Z, we're not even going to get to that right now, but if you with a man that you trust, and you trust his instinct, and you love him, and you love him for a reason, because it's something about him.
You feel safe with him.
You feel safe. He provide, he do this, that, he protect. You would let him control the situation. You would. Whether you know it or not. Whether you think, and a real man gonna let you think you in control, and you're not.
Right. I feel like that's
realistically
what I'm getting from that is that you would tell young women, like, trust your gut. Don't be afraid to ask your parents or your elders. Like, if something seems odd to you.
I definitely feel like I want them to do that.
And also look for safety always. Like somebody, even not even in an intimate relationship, but even a friendship. Like, you should feel super safe. Like, I haven't seen this girl in 10 years, and she came in the car, and I felt like a homely feeling. Like, I feel like walk through my house. Like, I don't give a fuck, like, I feel safe. Like, if I'm around a man, I don't want to get shit-faced, but I want to know that if I was to get fucked up by accident, I could lay out here. I could get butt-ass naked because I'm too hot. Lay out here, you would not do nothing to me or hurt me. And that's how any friendship should be like that. So that's advice to any young girl. I would say, look for safety.
But
look for safety.
I'm glad you said that. One thing I will always tell a young girl, and I didn't even think,
or a young man,
is know when the fuck to go home.
Know when to go home.
Know when the fuck to go home.
Know your limits.
I'm not gonna lie to you, because even in my 20s, one thing I always knew is after the club, I'm going home. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that is right. You gotta understand your surroundings. Mm-hmm. You gotta understand the environments. Like, not for nothing, I'm not blaming what happened at the Diddy parties.
Right.
But these girls knew for years what happens at Diddy parties.
Right. So don't be putting yourself into
you put yourself.
It's never your fault, even if it happens.
It's never your fault.
But try to move.
But you eliminate the chances of certain things happening to you. Not for nothing. After the club, and you probably leaving the club at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
What is there to do at your crib? So if you're not willing to fuck at a nigga crib, and you want to go to a nigga crib and drink and smoke and go to sleep at that nigga crib, and you wake up to dick in your mouth, it is not your fault. But you left that opportunity for that to happened.
You walk through you walk through a door you shouldn't have walked through.
You walk through a door full of possibilities.
Right, you're right. I agree. And you wouldn't have, that wouldn't happen if you wouldn't have.
It's not fair. It's not right. I'm not telling no man that they have the right to do that to a young lady just because she under the influence. But at the end of the day, to say, well, you under the influence, that nigga under the influence, and what the fuck is he perceiving it as? When you leaving the club and you saying no, like, it's not right.
It's not right. It's not right.
But just alleviate yourself out of that situation.
I agree. Right. Don't put yourself in that situation.
That's the one advice I could give a girl. Go home.
Right.
Y'all got Uber. Y'all got all these things. You'll see y'all got services. Y'all got money for Uber. Go home.
You'll see that person next time. You don't have that phone
for you missing out. Be that drunk to be that high.
Yo, yeah, for real.
You don't gotta be that drunk in that high.
You don't have to be that drunk. You don't have to be that drunk, girl. If you throwing up already, your stomach's bubbling. Don't take that last shot. Like, know your limit. 3-4 drinks. Anybody's limit.
I could look back and say where I made certain mistakes that I would not have done.
I'm having a shot. Speaking of, stop drinking and go home.
I don't know which.
Let me have more shots. I agree. I think that's amazing advice. I do want to say one thing that I feel like as somebody who's experienced domestic violence and sexual violence, blah blah blah, all that. I was gonna say good stuff, all that terrible shit. Terrible. One thing that triggers me, girl, that fucking grinds my gears. One thing that grinds my gears is when bitches. And I use that term very loosely because that can be a term of endearment or a term of
fuck you.
Fuck you. And then bitches be like, oh, it could never be me, sis. A man could never put his hands on me. You see me, I'm tough, I'm this, I'm that, I fight bitches. Bitch, what? How does that make you feel when you hear that shit? Like, does that trigger you like me or is it just me?
I had a nigga put a fucking razor to my face. Cheers. So how tough you are doesn't matter. Are you dumb?
Girl, when I said that shit, I was a young woman.
Razors in my face.
I feel like it's bad if we go violence for violence, right? Like, oh yeah, what else did I like?
But no, it's not so much cool, story. It's like this shit can happen.
It helps me to talk about it. I'm not gonna lie. To talk about it, like to say the shit that I experienced.
It can be you.
It can be you because guess what? I feel like you talking about it can never happen to you. But one thing I want to say, and I'm not even trying to joke, is like the shit that I've experienced, getting the fucking living shit beat out of me by a grown ass man for years.
I'm so sorry I went through that.
I'm sorry you went through that, but guess what? I know this is a joke, but this is also dead serious. I'm just saying. Like I know when bitches be trying to fight my bitch, there's no way that you could take a hit. You could take a hit heavier than me, bitch. Because I was getting bopped and
that part. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Bitch, in the 6th year. In the 6th year, are you kidding me? I had mad life in my bar right there. You cannot knock me down.
I'm not gonna lie.
In the 6th year, I was like, Bob.
I haven't met a bitch that could daze me yet.
Get the fuck out of here. I've never in my life.
And I'm little as fuck.
And I love women. I fuck women. I love women. Like, I love women in every way, intimately.
But I done been getting knocked upside my head for years. And I don't want to fight with a nigga. It's the first time that
there's no bitch that can drop me. I'm Mike Tyson of women. There's no way.
The first time I ever been fucked up behind a nigga, my dad, I was about, and I was younger than my daughter. I was younger than my daughter. And prior to the situation, my dad had told me that if I do, because he got mental issues too a little bit. I'm not going to say that he's not diagnosed, but that nigga a little bit crazy. He had his own trauma.
Right.
Like, I'm a person, I'm not saying it's right that you did what you did, but I could see. Which I'm an empathist. So I could see what you went through and see how that might have triggered the way you are as a 100%.
I believe everything refers to your childhood trauma.
My dad went through some bullshit.
Right.
And I remember him telling me one day, like, oh, if you feel any type of way about what I do, you could tell me. Let's fast forward maybe a week.
You told him?
No. Let's fast forward maybe a week. I don't know what I did. I feel like I left my jacket at school. I feel like it was in a situation where I left my jacket at school. And that nigga closed my windpipe. For real. Like, a lot of people, like, you don't know what it feels like to get your windpipe closed. Yeah. When a motherfucker punch you right here, I can tell you where it's at. It's right here. Mm-hmm. No, it's right in this center. Mm-hmm. It's not right here. It's right in this shit, right?
It's a nice shirt.
Thank you, baby.
It's a nice shirt.
To get your windpipe closed, it's right in this area right here. Right in your rib cage.
Especially when you were young, that shit.
Nigga, that nigga hit me in my rib cage so hard.
That's like a good 20 minutes of like... Nah.
And I'm not gonna lie, my mother sit me downstairs. That's the one, like, me and my mother not raised me at the best, but that's one thing I can remember. She sent my ass downstairs and they was dumping up there. Because I could not breathe.
Yeah, no, that shit is scary.
And that was the first time I experienced something like that was from my father.
Right.
And that's why
so you grew up with this inside too violent.
But I'm not gonna say my father was just abusing me. Like whatever it was, it wasn't right. Whatever it was, I did something. It's still not right.
It's not a reason, but that was his way of disciplining. That was, he thought he was doing right by you, trying to teach you a lesson.
Right. Her father can't put his hands on me.
Yeah. No,
Call me.
My parents would beat the shit out of me.
Can't no man put his hands. I don't care, father, grandfather. Can't no man put their hands on my daughter.
Yeah, nah,
I barely want to put my hands.
I'm not gonna lie though. As a parent, I have fucked up a little bit, did a little tap and shit. But my mom used to beat the shit out of us. Like when I say like people was calling people on us, we was getting the shit beat out of us. And I was like, I would never do that to my kids.
I didn't start beating my daughter's ass. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't start like disciplining as far as my hands. My daughter's a preteen, so it's a little, it's a little different right now. She's in a different stage in her life. But like up until like her preteen ages, I never really. But I've had moments where it's like, oh, that wasn't the best moment in parenthood.
Right, of course, of course.
That was.
But that's really big of you to be
not the best
able to
check
your
parenthood.
That's big of you to be able to check. So yeah, that's. What was we talking about? Oh yeah. I don't know how we trailed off, but we were talking about women who say that can't happen to them. It can happen to anybody,
and I hope it don't. But it can. Right. It can happen to anybody.
And I feel like you think that a woman going through that is weak, but I feel like they are stronger for. Oh, that's what we were talking about. Like nobody can take a hit like me. Blah blah. Yeah, I made a joke out of it, but I'm not happy that I experienced this to gain this strength, but I know that I have an immense strength in me that I gained from that experience. Not only just physically, like I could take a fucking hit. I could, my stamina in a fight is crazy.
You gotta respect
for myself. I have self-confidence to defend myself that I didn't have before. Because when I finally stood up for myself, it healed even the inner child in me that didn't stand up for themselves when they was getting the shit beat out of them and they was gonna take advantage of a young child. So I felt that, and my first negative.
That's really what it is.
Right?
Can we speak on the fact that maybe that's what makes. You said you was never aggressive, but I feel like that's what...
I was aggressive eventually, but not initially.
No, I feel like that's what made me eventual, like, in my adulthood, I've had moments where I said enough was enough from what I went through with my parents.
You know, our lives are a little different. Like, I didn't grow up with a father or any type of male role model. So I feel like I'm just me speaking on my ass. Like, your father did some, not the best parenting to you, so you kind of... You had aggression.
He was a good parent at the same time.
At certain times, right? But you had some type of aggression because, like, that was your, get back at shit to him, because he was aggressive to you. Yeah. I didn't experience that, so I was looking for an older man as well. I was looking for, like, my first time I've ever been assaulted by a man was in high school when I was 17 years old. Was somebody that I was best friends with for 3 years. And I got kicked out of my house. I went to this person's house, and they literally
took everything.
They did everything. They did everything. And I was silent. I was so confused. And from that moment, I was looking for somebody to protect me. I was scared. I was like, I was aggressive to my bros. That I was the only female friend. You remember me? I was the only female friend. Slap boxing and all that shit.
I always loved you.
Always slap boxing. But after that, I was looking for an older man. Right? I was like, I couldn't believe that happened to me.
And then you definitely did. Believe it happened to me. You definitely did just fall off the face of the earth.
That's what happened to one of the bros that violated me. No, I have a message of that person apologizing to me. You're gonna work through that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work through that. I don't know if he did or didn't love me. I don't think about it.
I feel like that's something we should.
I can't answer it right
now. That's a great topic for another episode. Is what is love? What does love mean to you? And how do people portray love? And what is not love? Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that.
We need to do the do's and don'ts.
I love you. I want to thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. I love you, baby. Kiss Mommy Goodnight. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna put her Instagram up. Add her. She's out there doing her own thing. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. And if you're experiencing domestic violence, anybody who's experiencing domestic violence, there's going to be a number up on the screen right here, right? That's it, right here.
Yes, and a link.
And please call. One more thing. This is the symbol. So if you're in danger and you need help, and you see other women around, or anybody who might know what this means, this is a signal for domestic violence. I need help. So behind your back, in front of your face, you do that to another woman. Okay. All women need to know what the fuck this means. That bitch needs help. Call them boys. She needs help. Call somebody on her. Pull out something. Okay? And don't stay in that situation. Help yourself. Help everybody around you. And let's respect ourselves. We won't let shit like this happen in the first place.
Love yourself. Love, 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 love.
KMG, Kiss Mommy Goodnight. Thank you so much. Good night. Good night, guys. You did it. You did it. You did it. You did it.